Hi everyone, welcome to my channel QAsoftware-SDET. This is my first video and I am super excited to start this journey with you. If you are interested in software testing, QA practices and automation, then you are in the right place. Today we are starting with the basics. What is software testing? This is one of the most fundamental question in QA, and understanding it deeply will set the foundation for everything else we'll learn together. So let's begin with the definition. What is software testing? In simple terms, software testing is the process of evaluating a software application to ensure it does what it is supposed to do, and also to make sure it doesn't do what it's not supposed to do. In other words, we verify whether the software meets the requirements and validate whether it actually solves the user's needs. The two keywords here are verification, means are we building the product right, and validation, are we building the right product. Now you might wonder, why do we even need testing? Can't developers just write the perfect code? Well, the reality is no matter how skilled the developers are, bugs are inevitable. Software is complex. Think about apps you use daily like WhatsApp, banking apps, or e-commerce sites. Even a small bug like a payment not going through can cause financial loss, frustration, and even damage the company's reputation. Testing helps in finding defects early before customers do, saving cost and time, because fixing a bug in production is way more expensive than fixing it during the development. Improving quality so that the end user has smooth experience. Building trust both with stakeholders and with customers. The main objectives of testing are to find defects, to ensure the product works as expected, to improve quality and reliability, to give confidence to stakeholders that the product is ready to release. Now let's talk about the different types of testing. At a high level, we can divide testing into two categories. That is manual testing and automation testing. In manual testing, the testers execute test cases manually without using tools. Here, the testers write the test cases, test scenarios, they prepare the test data for testing and execute the test cases manually and find the defects or its results as if the test case is passing or fail. The example here for manual testing is checking if a login page accepts valid credentials and rejects invalid ones. So all the testing happens here in manual testing. Automation testing, where testers use tools like Selenium, Cypress, or Playwright to write scripts that automatically test the software. This saves time and effort, especially for repetitive tests. We can also classify testing based on purpose. So there are two types of testing based on purpose. First is functional test and second one is non-functional testing. In functional testing, checking what the system does, features and requirements. In functional testing, tester usually check the features and requirements. If the feature is built as per the requirement or not. Example of functional testing is, does clicking add to cart actually add the product? So Add to cart is one of the functionality in e-commerce application, and this functionality the tester will check if that if any user selects any product and press the add to cart button, that product is getting added to the cart is not or not is checked under the functional testing. This is one of the functionality which tester checks. In non-functional testing, in non-functional testing, checking how the system works, performance, security, usability. These are the non-functional requirements which the end user will give during the testing. Means how much load will be there on the software, what kind of security concerns will be there. These are generally while writing the test plan or test strategy will decide. So the example of non-functional testing can be the, can the site handle 10,000 users at the same time? So this is nothing but the one of the performance criteria that we test for the non-functional testing. And also the testing can be classified based on the labels. So there will be 4 levels for based for the software testing. The first is the unit testing. So in unit testing, the tester will check the individual components. So this unit testing is generally done by the developers. So in unit testing, what developers will do is they will write the code and test that code, that individual components of that code uh, uh, by writing some unit test cases. Then comes the integration testing, checking if modules work together. Here two or more modules are integrated together, and the flow between them is checked in the integration test. Then comes the system testing. In system testing, we check the entire application as a whole system. Then the last stage, the last type of last type is acceptance testing. Here, testing from the end user's perspective is done, usually the final stage before release. Then we'll look some misconceptions about testing. There are some common misconceptions about testing, like testing is just about finding bugs. No, it's also about preventing defects, ensuring quality, and providing information about risks. There is another one misconception about testing is that anyone can do testing. While anyone can try, effective testing requires skills, knowledge, and a structured approach. Let me give you a real world example. Imagine you are testing an online food delivery app. As a tester, you will check, can users log in successfully? Can they search for restaurants? Is the payment processed correctly? What happens if the internet disconnects during payment? Does the app work smoothly when thousands of users orders at the same time? By testing all these scenarios, you are ensuring that the app not only works but works reliably under different conditions. So what exactly is the role of a tester? A tester is like a quality gatekeeper. We explore, we question, we analyze risk, and we give feedback about the product's quality. In agile teams, testers collaborate closely with developers and business analysts to prevent defects early rather than just catching them later. So, to wrap up, software testing is all about ensuring quality, preventing defects, and building confidence in the product. It's a critical part of the software development lifecycle, and without it, software would simply not be reliable or usable. This was a quick introduction to what software testing is. In upcoming videos, I'll dive deeper into topics like SDLC versus STLC, types of testing in detail, and eventually move into automation frameworks and tools like Selenium. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to QAsoftware-SDET for more testing and automation content. And let me know in the comments what topics you would like me to cover next. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.